All right, and we are live. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Locksmith 2K here, coming at you full speed ahead from the designer's table in World of Warships today. And we are going to be focusing on light cruiser versus heavy cruiser. And to do this, we are actually going to be using the Cleveland and the Baltimore, which in-game are the same tier. Except for the Cleveland is a light cruiser and the Baltimore is a heavy cruiser. So we're going to be taking both these ships out, doing some stuff with them, and discussing what the differences actually are. Everybody knows the primary one, but what else was there? Well, hopefully by the end of this stream, you'll know. So sit back, relax, and let's get ready to get underway. So, do we have anybody in the chat yet? Let's see. Looks like we have one over on Twitch, and doesn't look like we got anybody over on YouTube yet, but hopefully that'll change. Alright, so what we have here, this is the Cleveland, USS Cleveland. USS Cleveland was a light cruiser commissioned roughly around the early to mid 1940s. There was actually several, there was 27 Cleveland class cruisers. 3 of them were canceled, unfortunately, and 9 of them were actually turned into aircraft carriers instead of cruisers. And then 13 were changed before they had even been commissioned into the Fargo class cruiser, which kind of took the place of the Cleveland. So there was actually 52 of them planned to be built, and 27 were completed, the others being canceled or converted. And the last of which is the... bear with me just a second here. USS Little Rock is actually a museum in New York, and also is no longer a Cleveland class. She's technically a Galveston class. So as such, she is still a shining example of a Cleveland class cruiser in my book. So let's get the Cleveland set up here. We'll get underway. We'll do a little quick shakedown and get on into what we are doing. Ooh, and I forgot I had that. We are so mounting that. This is a unique camouflage scheme just for the Cleveland. Let me get that. There we go. It basically gives the superstructure eagle. Really cool. You got the eagle with the wings going into an American flag. Of course, this extends up onto the stacks, across the gun turrets, and across the stern. And that is really, really super cool. I forgot I had actually earned that. So we will be using that camouflage tonight. Alright, so what is a light cruiser? Well, by definition, a light cruiser was, let me just back up and start that over. Wow, tongue-tied tonight. The term light cruiser, by definition of the London Naval Treaty, is having guns less than 6.1 inch, while a heavy cruiser has up to 8 inch. However, in both cases, the ships should not weigh more than 10,000 tons. Now, if there's anything we've learned through my entire series of historical streams, is that no one manages to follow that tonnage rule very well at all. We're actually going to head with the rest of the group over towards A. The Cleveland is very good at anti-aircraft, so I want to try to stay with these guys and help them out. So the Cleveland class, just cruisers, came in at 11,932 tons. They were approximately 600 feet long, 608 feet long overall, with a 66-foot beam and a 25-foot draft. Wow, that was fast. Alright, we're going to focus on the mission here at hand for just a moment. We actually ran up on everybody really quick. I see I got 2 viewers over on Twitch. Welcome aboard. As always, Scout AK-70, AKH-76 is here tonight. Love seeing her in the chat. We have another Cleveland over there. He's running a different camouflage configuration than me. Now, I love the Cleveland in the in-game. And I'll tell you why. This ship, you can get it going. It's like running around with a sledgehammer. I have taken down battleships one-on-one with this thing. Not that it's something I want to make a habit of, but I have done it. It's got a really good rate of fire, which was one of the major attributes of the light cruisers, was that they had exceptional reload speed, or rate of fire, due to the 6-inch guns having a much higher rate of fire than the 8 of the Baltimore. fire, but that's okay. Get that fire put out. Try to get behind cover here for a minute. They are just not happy about the damage I did. Well. We're going to loop around here. See if we can't pick up some of our allies that are hiding back here. Got a decent traverse speed on the guns as well. As you can tell, they swung around there pretty easy. We gotta get over here and help our shipmates out. Come on, guys. Pick it up, let's go.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Ouch, that all hurts a lot. And it looks like we're gonna eat some torpedoes. Nope, we're gonna dodge them. Couldn't evade all that fire though. That was an awful lot of fire. Alright, so let's jump back to port real quick. And continue on with the basic specs of the Cleveland. And let's see, we left off with the draft at 25 foot. Next is the machinery. She had 4 boilers with 4 turbines making 100,000 shaft horsepower and a speed of about 32 knots. The Clevelands had a total crew complement of approximately 1,200 crew. Now for the fun stuff. When they were commissioned, originally the Clevelands, you had 4 triple 6-inch gun mounts, 6 dual-purpose 5-inch gun mounts, 12 40mm Bofors, and 20 20mm Oerlikons. That's actually quite a bit of firepower for a ship that small. The armor on the light cruisers was main armor belt was about 5 inches thick, with a 2-inch armored deck and 5-inch armored bulkheads. The turrets, the front face armor was 6.5 inches. The overhead was 3 inches. Bulkheads were 3 inches, and the rear of the turrets was 1.5 inches, and the barbettes were 6 inches. The conning tower was approximately 5 inches. Now, with 27 ships in the class, the list of battles they were in would take all night for me to sit here and tell you. They literally served in every theater, in every battlefront there was during World War II. So instead of trying to tell you every single battle that every single one of the Cleveland class cruisers were in, instead we're going to honor their memory and honor their sailors by giving you the individual ships and their awards, as well as any highlights. But first, before we get into that, we got to take the Baltimore out. We got to see what the Baltimore can do. So let's go. So we're going to give the Baltimore a bit of camo. Alright, so the Baltimore, we're actually going to cover the details on in a little bit. We're just waiting on the Cleveland to get out of action before we continue with it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to just do some general off-the-wall discussion here while we're playing this time around. Let you know about some stuff that we are going to have coming up on the channel here. The first thing that we're going to have coming up is probably within the next week, maybe two. I'm going to be start doing actual battles, as well as key moments in the evolution of ship history. And one of the first things we're actually going to start with is going to be the Washington Naval Treaty and the London Treaty of London, or London Naval Treaty, whichever one they call it. As those two events played heavily on ship design throughout World War II. We'll also be covering at some point the Treaty of Versailles. Now, as you can see with the Baltimore here, she's a little more sluggish. She does alright. Turrets aren't quite as fast traversing. What you gotta remember is we're running bigger guns on the Baltimore. Okay, looks like we've got probably a destroyer in C. Kilometers, that's way too far out of range. Grosser Kurfürst. They say that. Ignore that. I won't be tangling with that if I can avoid it. Darn sure not going to tangle with that Iowa over there. Found you. Just made his day brighter. Kind of figured he'd do the duck and run at that point. We've managed to make our way all the way around to the backside of their flank. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it was awfully easy to get back here. Know that destroyer is here. Not sure where, but he is here. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to deal with this battleship anyway. We are going to do everything we can to get as far away from here as we can. Backup gets here. Now, right now we're using HE shells to start fires. Unfortunately, even an 8-inch gun doesn't necessarily pack enough punch to go through battleship grade armor. Doesn't mean you can't set them on fire, though. We have a Jean Bart with us. Well, since I've seen one of those. I don't want to get too close to this guy. Know that destroyer's over here. I know he is. I can feel it. Crowding me here, buddy. Oh.
Torpedoes to starboard.
I think he's still mad at me. Here he comes.
Enemy battleship detected.
Now that I've got my radar back, there he is. I knew he was over here somewhere. And we took the kill. Those fires paid off. Ouch. Alright, I am not going to chase that destroyer all over the map. What we're going to do is we're going to see if we can't support the attack against the Benson over here, or the gearing rather.
Enemy team has taken the lead.
Dodge these torpedoes. We're going to actually kind of dive off into the ouch. Hello, Hindenburg.
Main turret critically damaged.
How are you shooting me through island? Oh! That came from the Atago. Alright. Well, we got a little rust knocked off here. Let's go back to port. Did a little shakedown with the Cleveland, a little shakedown with the Baltimore. We're going to get back on the Cleveland now. And there's the Cleveland. Pick up our container real quick here. Now that is just neat. You gotta give World of Warships some credit. That's just cool. Did a wooden model of the supply ship. Now let's go with try your luck, as always. See if we can't get a super container. No, of course not. They are out there. I hear about them every now and then. Beginning to think they're a myth. Alright, signals. That is going to be land battles, which... That's right, Scout. You gotta get a little warm-up going on. By the way, what do you think of this armor, Scout? Or the camouflage, rather. I think that looks really nifty. I think they did a good job with that. So, notable things about the Cleveland, or notable ships. Well, we'll actually start it off with the namesake. The USS Cleveland received the Navy Unit Commendation in 13 battle stars in World War II. The USS Columbia received 10 battle stars in World War II. As well as flew a Confederate Navy ensign as the battle flag throughout the war in the South Pacific. This was done to honor the ship's namesake as the capital city of South Carolina, which was the first state to secede from the Union in the Civil War. The Montpelier received 13 battle stars as well as a Navy unit commendation. The Denver received a Navy unit commendation and 11 battle stars. Like I said, these things were in every major theater of war during World War II. The Santa Fe received 13 battle stars. The Birmingham earned 9. The Mobile earned 11. The Vincennes earned 6. Pasadena earned 5. Springfield earned 2. And we're underway again. Where are we? The Topeka earned 2 in World War II and an additional 3 during Vietnam. The Biloxi earned 9. The Houston earned 3 battle stars or 2. We're going to step back over to the battle here. And it looks like probably go BC for the team. Probably going to run it. Probably going to run into destroyers before we run into anything. So, yep, there they are. Go ahead and shift it over for HE. We'll put these rapid-fire 6-inch guns to work. Now, coming at us right here, these torpedo planes, if he doesn't change course, those things are going to get 8 to pieces. Guess he thinks he's actually going to try this, so let's show him what the Cleveland's anti-aircraft capabilities are.
All stations, proceed to capture that area.
And that would be an entire squadron
Support the Allied target.
of torpedo planes shot down.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
Cleveland was no slouch when it came to anti-aircraft. Fortunately, dodging those torpedoes got us a little out of position here. But we'll make up for it. He didn't like that idea. Not so much if you're running away, because he didn't get very far. It looks like the Leon is going to... Lion. Sorry. There's a French ship called the Leon. Spelled very similar. Is going to try to make a go at us. Really don't want to take on a battleship, but got him banged up and got him. Now that's in Alaska. And Alaska is considered the last of the great heavy cruisers that the U.S. Navy came up with. They were never actually built, to my knowledge, but they are not slouches by any means. And I really don't think I want to try to go toe-to-toe with him. Especially when he's got a Musashi to back him up. That's really starting to hurt.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Kinda saw that coming. Alright, continuing down the list real quick here. Because, quite a list. We have the Providence. The Providence received a Navy Unit Commendation with a Bronze Star, Combat Action Ribbon, American Campaign Medal, World War II Victory Medal, Navy Occupation Medal with Europe clasp, National Defense Service Medal, Armed Forces Expeditionary with 1 Bronze Star, a Vietnam Service Medal with 6 campaign stars, 1 silver and 1 bronze, the Vietnam Navy Gallantry Cross with palm device, and the Vietnam Campaign Medal. Go ahead and finish out the list of awards here. The Manchester, we got a World War II Victory Medal, the Navy Occupation Medal with Europe and Asia clasps, the China Service Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Korean Service Medal with 9 battle stars, the Korean Presidential Unit Citation, United Nations Korean Medal, and Korean War Service Medal. The Vicksburg had 2 battle stars. The Duluth received 6 battle stars. The Astoria earned 5. The Oklahoma City had the American Campaign Medal, Asiatic Pacific Campaign with 2 battle stars, World War II Victory Medal, Navy Occupation Medal. Those were all from World War II. After World War II, she received a Combat Action Ribbon, a Navy Unit Commendation, a Meritorious Unit Commendation with Bronze Star, National Defense Service Medal, Armed Forces Expeditionary with 2 stars, 2 Bronze Stars, Vietnam Service Medal with 11 stars, 2 silver and 1 bronze, Humanitarian Service Medal, Vietnam Gallantry Cross with Palm, and the Vietnam Campaign Medal. The Amsterdam, which had actually entered service 6 weeks before the end of the war, earned 1 battle star. The Wilkes-Barre received 4 battle stars. The Atlanta received 2. And the Dayton has a Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 1 battle star, World War II Victory Medal, and a Navy Occupation Medal with Asia Clasp. Now, I know it seems like some of these lists are a little more detailed than others. Some of it's a matter of what information is actually out there for me to find. Not all information is readily available. All right. Looks like we have one of our... Oh, I thought we had... Okay. Not like we had somebody send us a message, and I guess they logged out. All right. Well, let's get the Baltimore ready to go again. Going to put on we're just gonna go with that one. Actually, we'll go with that. All right. We're going to get back underway with the Baltimore here. Try to keep rolling, keep sinking ships, keep blowing stuff up. Alright, so it's got us set up for A. So we're going to get HE loaded up here. We're probably going to find that other destroyer again. Hopefully this time, though, we'll find him before he finds us. So with the upcoming streams, with the changes that we're planning to do, as far as, or not changes, but additions to doing some of the
Good luck, everyone.
naval battles specifically,
I owe you one.
stuff like that. What else do you guys think would be a good thing to start including?
Good game, everyone. Good
Why do
luck,
I
Commander.
suddenly feel like I brought a knife to a gunfight?
I need support.
Probably because I've got 2 battleships bearing on me.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
Well as 2 cruisers, and we never did see that destroyer. I'm not sure where he's at. Let's see if we can light him up here. He is. Well, so much for that. That didn't last long. Ouch. So submarines are supposed to be a thing coming up that they're going to try to include. So that should be an interesting change. I'm not sure how they plan to implement, but I am looking forward to it. So we're going to jump on the Benson real quick, because part of what we do is we also have our team to consider. Or should I say our darn it. Meant to turn something on and forgot. So, yeah, we're going to do the Treaty of Versailles, the Washington Naval Treaty, the London Naval Treaty, because those influenced the evolution of warships in World War II. We've got submarines supposed to be coming up. That'll be interesting. What else do we need to include? What else would be some high point topics? I was thinking probably maybe going over what the different types of awards are, perhaps. Talk about them. Let me know what you think.
Good
Hit it
luck,
up in the
everyone.
chat.
Affirmative.
Of course, there are some people who just sit in the chat and just talk. We can do that too. Navy ranks and rates. That could be interesting, especially when you consider that they changed over time. So there was a lot of ranks that were not around after World War II, and there were some that were around prior to, but didn't survive. That would be an interesting topic.
Smoke screen set.
Well, that didn't quite go the way we planned it, but anyhow, back on board. Alright, Baltimore's still out to sea, so we're going to take Cleveland back out. Yeah, there were a lot of changes. There was a lot of changes even after you and I were in. There were several rates that went away. And now, of course, nowadays, you've got different ones now, too. Never actually looked around this. The captain's table is pretty neat. A very good job. You agree? Alright. So let's go back with the Cleveland now. And this real quick. Okay. Let's get loaded up here. That and that. And let's get the Cleveland back underway. Got us running on the south side of C. So, see if we can't take C. Oh, let's see. Suppose we could start discussing the Baltimore here.
Let's give them a hard time. Thank you.
The Baltimore class was commissioned between 43 all the way up till 71. There was 14 ships in the class, however, none of them survived today. Now, I remember we talked earlier about how nobody ever manages to fall under that tonnage limit. How about 17,273 tons fully loaded? I'd say that's just slightly over the 10,000 ton treaty limit. Even empty, they were still 14,733 tons. Still, just slightly over. No one noticed. The Baltimores were 673 feet long, had a beam of 70 feet, with a draft of 26 feet. Hello, Turpits.
Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer.
They had 4 boilers, 4 turbines. That put out about 120,000 shaft horsepower. And a speed of about 33 knots. This turbot's off me so I can do something. I think our destroyer friend might have forgotten that I'm over here. Had a complement of 61 officers. And 1,100, almost 1,100 enlisted. This island to our advantage for a moment here. See what everybody's going to do. Looks like he's going to come around. I need to not be here when he gets there.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Oh, it looks like it's about to hurt time. Remember I said the Cleveland can take down a battleship? Give me enough time, I can take anything down. Well, we've got rid of that problem. See if we can't get rid of this one.
Reporting the position of a strategic target.
I've just about had enough of dodging torpedoes.
Ship is on fire.
Can't hide forever. Come on. Aren't those just cute? Oh, we're gonna go hide behind the island. Oh, isn't that original and cute? Alright.
Our victory is in sight.
Where did that come from? Who? That did not come from him. Okay. Where were we? Oh, that's right. We were talking about the Baltimore. Alright. The Baltimore had 3 triple 8-inch turrets. Let's see if the Baltimore's back so we can actually... There she is. Alright. We had 3 triple 8-inch turrets. Right there. And back there. 6 twin 5-inch dual purpose. Which would be these right here. 3 forward, 3 aft. Twelve 40mm Bofors. And quad mounts, which would be these right here. And 24 Oerlikons. Which would be these fun guys right here. That, of course, are scattered around basically everywhere. And a couple out here, I do believe. Oh, right there. Now your armor on the Baltimore heavy cruiser. Main armor belt was up to 6 inches thick, with a 2.5-inch thick armored deck. The turrets were up to 8 inches of armor, depending on which facing they were on. The barbettes, which is the part underneath, for those of you who aren't familiar with how these are laid out, this down here is the barbette. Is approximately a little over 6 inches. The conning tower should actually be this up in here. Had about 6.5 inches of armor, and then she had 6-inch thick armored bulkheads. What's the wow there, Scout? So that actually sounds like quite a bit of armor. Of course, your armor belt is this area down in here. Let's see if it shows it on armor layout. There you go, Citadel armor belt. Protects the vital parts of the ship. Oh, the guns. Oh, yeah. Well, the Cleveland was no slouch either. The Cleveland actually had... Well, can't really show them to you. Had 4 triple mount 6-inch guns. And also quite a few Oerlikons and Bofors as well. So both ships were formidable regardless of how they classified them. Well, that was back before we had all this wonderful technology, so you basically, it was how much lead could you put in the sky. Because these 5-inch guns, a lot of people don't know this, the 5-inch guns are called 5-inch dual purpose for a reason. And it's because the guns actually have the capacity, if you notice right here on the top of them, to elevate and fire almost straight up. So these also act as anti-aircraft guns along with your 40 millimeters and your Oerlikons. And the Cleveland made it back. Nice. And we won. Cool. Even better. Let's go up here and check this real quick. I want to see what's going on here. Alright, nice. I like seeing that. This is a special mission package they're doing. Alright, so the 14 Baltimore class ships mostly saw, some of them did see service in World War II, but a lot of their service was actually after World War II. So let's set the Baltimore up again. Let's get back underway with the Baltimore. And we will discuss the different awards that the Baltimore class earned throughout their colorful history. It's wrong button. That button. Alright, the Baltimores. We're going to start with the USS Baltimore. Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 9 battle stars. World War II Victory Medal. Navy Occupation Medal with Europe and Asia clasps. And the National Defense Service Medal. USS Boston. Navy Unit Commendation, Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 10 battle stars, World War II Victory Medal, Navy Occupation Medal, Asia clasp, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal with 5 battle stars, Republic of Vietnam Meritorious Unit Citation, and Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal.
Action stations.
So we're going to head towards B.
Good luck, everyone.
So I'd say we're cruising right along tonight with this stream. What do you think, Scout? I think we're doing pretty good. Now, as far as trade-offs between the different guns, first off, a lot of countries didn't like the idea of classifying heavy cruisers and light cruisers, simply because they didn't have the capacity to necessarily differentiate the two physically. Meaning they didn't have the ability to go, oh, well, it's a heavy cruiser, but it's got, because it's got this or it's got that, they were limited to what they had. Japan would be a very good example of that. Japan just did not have the capability of classifying, simply because they were limited to the type of guns that they had available to them. And the Treaty of London and the Treaty of Versailles and Washington Naval Treaty really hurt them in the sense that, ouch, they weren't capable of making anything else. They had what they had. And to industrial superpowers like the United States and Great Britain and stuff like that, classifying it really wasn't that big a deal. I think we're fixing to have to move here. Yeah, we just lost our smoke screen. Wow, there's a lot of ships down here. And everyone can see me. Wonderful. Running. Yeah, kind of saw that coming. There. All right, we had the USS Canberra, Canberry, Canberry, something like that. I'm not sure exactly how to say that. Combat Action Ribbon, Meritorious Unit Citation, Navy Expeditionary Medal, Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 7 battle stars, the World War II Victory Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, Vietnam Service Medal with 4 campaign stars, Philippine Liberation Ribbon, and Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal. The Quincy received the European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal with 2 battle stars. Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 2 battle stars. The World War II Victory Medal. The Navy Occupation Medal with Asia Clasp. The National Defense Service Medal. Korean Service Medal with 1 battle star. United Nations Korea Medal, the Korean Presidential Unit Citation, and the Korean War Service Medal, South Korea. The Pittsburgh received 2 battle stars in World War II. The Helena received the Presidential Unit Citation of the Republic of Korea and a Korean Service Medal with 4 stars. St. Paul received a Navy Unit Commendation, a Meritorious Unit Commendation with star, Combat Action Ribbon, 2 gold stars, Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal, 1 battle star, World War II Victory Medal, Navy Occupation Medal with Asia Clasp, China Service Medal, National Defense Service Medal, 1 star, Korean Service Medal with 8 stars, Vietnam Service Medal with 9 stars, the Korean Presidential Unit Citation, the Korean Cross of Gallantry with Palm, United Nations Korean Medal, Korean War Service Medal, and the Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal. So to say the least, yes, there's a lot of awards that go around with these ships throughout their years of service. A lot of them served in Korea, Vietnam, and World War II. Of specific note, the Chicago was awarded the Meritorious Unit Commendation for her efforts in developing the PRAS concept in the Western Pacific from 1966, 67, and 68. The PRAS is the United States acronym for Positive Identification Radar Advisory Zone. The concept of it is similar to what is more commonly known as a radar picket. More or less, it's go out and set up an area that you control, an area of airspace that you control, and everything gets relayed to a other position to a tactical system. It's quite interesting. Alright, let's see here. Looks like we got to kill a little bit of time waiting on the Baltimore to come out of battle. So let's go ahead and take out let's see. What ship do I want to take out? Something I ain't used in a day or two. What just happened? Okay, that was weird. All of a sudden, I had 3 screens of 2 different things. Little technical difficulty there. You know what? Let's take the Fletcher out. We haven't taken the Fletcher out in a while. Like I said, we're just mainly waiting for the Baltimore to get out of battle so we can get back underway with it. Mainly what we're trying to do here is trying to earn the naval battles for the clan. So this really has nothing to do with what we're specifically talking about tonight. But did we have a technical glitch there, Scout? It happened on my end. Alright. Well, of course there's not going to be any ships over here near me. Why would there be ships near me? Of course, I bet as soon as I try to break into A, we'll find out there's a whole bunch of ships over here, probably.
Smoke generator started.
Looks like I get A all by myself. Isn't that lovely?
Smoke screen set.
Now there's somebody here. Oh, you sneaky little butt. I don't think so.
Our team has taken the lead.
How dare you?
Our victory is in sight.
Engine boost activated.
We're going to slide over here, see if we can't help our team out just a little bit. Not that I think they need it. Looks like they pretty much got it under control without me. All right. Got that out the way. That should have gotten us another naval battle wrapped up for the team. It certainly did. Turn those back off. Back to port because we got some other stuff too. Hey. We got a container. Let's go. Let's go resources. See what we get this time around. Alright. Hey, we got another bad advice. See some more camo. Alright. Let's get the Baltimore pulled back up. There she is. So what ended up being the difference? What made the heavy cruiser versus the light cruiser argument? Ultimately, it was the gun size. However, when you look at the ships side by side, heavy cruisers had more armor, laid out slightly differently, were generally longer, heavier due to this. So it wasn't all just the gun size, it was also your armor, your machinery. There were several factors. And somehow you were supposed to keep all of that same weight as something smaller. All right. Self-made wizard. I'll tell you what, boy, Cap just gets into all kinds of trouble. Alright, let's get the Baltimore dressed for action. So I see we still have someone hanging out with us over in Twitch chat. See anyone on the YouTube chat doesn't mean they're not there. Just YouTube doesn't necessarily always show me how many people are watching. So if you are there, say hi, let me know.
Attack enemy aircraft!
So I see a Daring class destroyer and the battleship Izuma. How do I keep finding all the battleships right off the bat? Franklin Delano Roosevelt as a aircraft carrier in World of Warships. Interesting.
Repel air attack. All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
So it looks like they all just kind of forgot about us over here in A, which I will gladly take those odds. And we got the Massachusetts 12 kilometers. Cleveland. At 8.5.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir. Enemy cruiser sighted.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was expecting. Alright, let's take the Cleveland back out. Oh.
Action stations.
I'm gonna head down here towards A. See if the Massachusetts here will go with us.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. All stations requesting fire on the designated target. All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
And I'm glad I kind of called that off because out of Baltimore or North Carolina and a Bismarck all hanging out at A. Yeah, those shots were directed at me. Glad they missed.
Enemy battleship detected. Main turret critically damaged.
Yeah, I noticed. Right along with the jammed rudder and We're dead. Nothing I could do. Rudder was jammed. I wasn't going anywhere. So I think that's going to wrap us up for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody coming out and supporting me. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Come sail with us, worldofwarships.com. It's free to play. Always love to have you. If there's anything you'd like to see changed or see made better, or suggestions, I'm all ears. Leave comments in the comment section. Always enjoy feedback. But I think that's going to do us for tonight. So next week, tune in. We're going to talk about the Washington Naval Treaty and the London Naval Treaty and how they affected ships in World War II. That'll give us a much better understanding moving forward from here. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Locksmith 2K saying be safe, stay healthy, fair winds, following seas. And we are out.